Thank you. Right, so let's start. So hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Angela Ning. I'm the General Manager of the IA Global UK office. So IA Global is a leading provider of the international student recruitment. Today, it's our pleasure to have the Keele University, the Senior International Officer, Daniel Reuters here. Hello, Daniel.
Hello, hi everybody. Hello, good morning to everybody. Good afternoon.
So let me kick off from a quick introduction about our company. IA Global started as a very single office in Seoul, South Korea. Over the 28 years, IA Global has become one of the largest and the most diverse student recruitment organizations in the world. So we have a lot of office in the world. The scale and the international reach of our network means we can offer the recruitment experts in the various of country. It also means that we can have a very close relationship with and also better knowledge for the universities like Keele University. So here is our London office contact details. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions about UK university application. If you are outside of the UK, please also contact us because you can see we have a lot of offices around the world, so we can pass the information to you. So now without any further ado, I will turn the time over to Daniel.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Thank you, Angela. Yeah, pleased to be here this morning, and warm welcome to everybody, wherever you are watching from this morning. I'm going to give you a short intro now into Keele University, a little bit of background about our university, our location, our courses, for example. So let me just share my screen now. Okay, thank you, Angela. Yeah, so welcome to Keele University. So my name's Daniel, and I deal with the international market in the UK, and basically we're now processing applications for September, so we're accepting applications for September. So for those students who are looking for this year or for even further beyond then we're still accepting applications. Okay, so in terms of our university, so we have a 600-acre campus. We have the largest campus in the UK in terms of the different university campuses. We have a lot of integrated master's courses, specialist courses. We also have integrated foundation year opportunities. And you can see at the top of the university was founded originally in 1949. Okay, so you may be wondering where the university is located. So we're located in the centre of the UK. You can see on the map here, we're located halfway between Manchester and Birmingham. Very convenient location, about an hour to Manchester, an hour to Birmingham, and about 1.5 hours away from London. And you can see the wonderful campus we have behind here. So you can see basically a lot of open land here, a lot of countryside. We have Keele Hall. We have a lot of our students who live on campus. Indeed, there's about 2,800 students living on campus. So that's something that for our international students and UK students alike, they can stay on campus. About 12% of our students are international students, and these come from all over the world, so from 80 different countries. And in total, we have around 10,000 students, with a mix there with about 2,000 staff in there as well. Okay. So just looking at our three faculties, so we have three faculties, so medicine and health sciences, natural sciences, humanities and social sciences, and all of those, basically, you can see a list of the different schools within them. So within the health sciences, we have medicine, nursing, midwifery, pharmacy. Within natural sciences, we have psychology, geography, geology, and then within the humanities, we have the Institute of Liberal Arts, for example, law. Okay, and then humanities. These are all really popular courses at the moment, particularly within the business school. We have Keele Business School. We're getting lots of interest in this at the moment. And we have a list of programs that I can give to you in one moment. Okay, so in terms of the foundation courses, so for students who may not quite meet the entrance requirements, we have different routes where students can come into the school. So for example, we have a 1-year standalone foundation course, and we also have an integrated course, an international degree program. Okay. That basically leads straight into the degree program, so that's 4, 5 or 6 years. And we also, with that, we offer a single visa, so that makes it convenient for students to study straight through from the foundation right to the end of their degree course, basically. Undergrad degrees, you can see in here, a lot of courses come with integrated master's courses, 4-year courses. So for example, on this list here, so pharmacy, natural sciences, management, computer science, chemistry, all of these courses here basically come with the integrated master's course. So again, a combined CAS visa for our students. Entry requirements generally from 3Cs to 3As. We also accept pathway programs, a number of different pathway programs we have partnerships with. Also for, in terms of IELTS, most courses are IELTS 6, slightly higher for some other subjects, for example, within health, within law, slightly higher requirements. Some of our new courses we've got listed down here. So for example, for computer science, we have a number of new courses starting. So artificial intelligence, games, software engineering. We have a number of geology related courses starting as well in September. And then for our postgrad degrees, another popular choice, basically between 1 year or 3 to 6 years for PhDs. And we have an option of dissertation and work placement for our students as well. And generally for postgrad degrees, then students require 2.2 or above. And new postgrad courses, we have, for example, MSc Computer Science, which is a new course that we're running. For students who may need English before they start the course, we do have online pre-sessional courses available as well. So for 6 weeks, 11 weeks, basically. So the cost you can see on here. And for those students who may need to raise their IELTS score by 1, then we would have an 11-week course. For those students, maybe for 6 weeks, then basically that would raise your IELTS score by 0.5. So depending on your current IELTS score, then we have 2 courses available in the summer leading into our main courses. Okay, so in terms of the pre-sessional academic English courses, we accept a number of different qualifications now. Duolingo, for example, is a number that we've added in, a new qualification that we've added in. So, for example, IELTS indicator. Okay, now I'm just going to go back to the main room now because we've got Moran who's coming in here. And just looking at the time here, we're 1/4 past. So what we'll do is we'll just cut this one short, I think, and we'll just let Moran in. We've got quite a few people coming in here. Okay, so I'm just going to stop my sharing the screen now. Okay, and then we'll go back to the main presentation. Okay, just bear with me for a moment. Okay, we've got a short video here as well. Okay, so we're back in the main room now. Okay, so okay, there we are. Okay, I think we're just we're getting Moran in, who's here to talk about international relations this morning. So that was just a brief intro for me into Keele, into some of our different courses, basically into our foundation courses, into our location. Okay, and I think we have Moran in now, I think. Okay, we've got some other people just joining as well. So let's just go to admit all. It's great to see everybody here. I think we've got a number of people still joining us. So let's just admit everybody into the room. There we are. Okay. Welcome to everybody who's just joining us. So I'm Daniel from Keele University. We've just had a brief intro into the university, and we've got Moran who's joining us this morning as well to talk a little bit more about international relations at Keele. So yeah, we do have spaces available in most courses for September. And many of these courses, basically, students have been applying through UCAS. We can accept direct applications for your agent partners if that's how you want to apply as well. And yeah, just to recap on the Keele University campus. So we have the largest campus in the UK. And many of you will have seen their accommodation is guaranteed for those students who can apply before the summer. Okay, Moran, I think we have you online. I can see the microphone is working there. I think, brilliant. Okay. Hello, Moran. Hi. Good morning. I think, can you hear me okay? Yeah. And we also have some scholarships available. So we have excellent scholarships for those students who exceed our entrance requirements. So available up to 2,500 per year for undergrad students, up to 5,000 for students who are applying for one of our postgrad courses. We also have available developing countries scholarships. So these are available up to 1,000 per year. So if you're from any of these countries on here on this list, some countries where we do get applicants from, for example, from Nigeria, from Bangladesh, from Pakistan, from India, all of those countries, you would qualify for £1,000 award for each year. Okay, so in terms of the alumni discount, so for students who are continuing from undergrad to postgrad, we also have a 20% alumni discount. Also for those people who may have come from one of our study abroad placements or exchange programs, those students as well would qualify for the discount as well. Number of other scholarships available, external scholarships, for example, Marshall scholarships, Commonwealth scholarships, all of those are available. We also have a number of, this year particularly, we have British Council Great Scholarships available. So these are up to 10,000. So for example, if you're from China, we have 5 scholarships available there. From India, 5, Malaysia, 3, and Indonesia and Thailand as well. And those are available for all of these postgrad courses here. So for example, for computer science, for banking, finance, human resource management, international business, investment management, management marketing, any of those courses, then we'd encourage people to apply basically for one of these great scholarship courses. And one of these, a number of students will qualify for those offers. And as I say, there's 15 awards available, and those are for 10,000 each. So a very generous award. Keele Business School as well. So as I mentioned earlier, that's a popular part of the university. We have a number of students applying now. So our business school combines basically teaching space with real life work experience. So we have a number of local businesses, startups who are based within this building. They have their headquarters, they have their office here, and then we're able to give students the chance for work experience within one of these companies or within one of our numerous other partners that we also have. We have international placement years available as well for students, Keele Research and Innovation as well. And you can see here in terms of the university, we're number 3 for postgrad taught experience as well. Okay, so in terms of work placements, we have here basically a number of courses that do involve a work placement. This is offered within the actual course. So for example, marketing, international business, human resource management, all of these courses, physiotherapy, they do have work placements, which is obviously very attractive for our students to get that valuable work experience. You can see here some of the laboratories as well that we have, physics and astrophysics labs, group work in collaboration. We also have flexible dry labs, and we also have a science laboratory as well. This was a new addition to the university, opened in 2019. Okay, so we also have outstanding student support services. So we have a number of teams who are there to support you. So we have student mentors available. We have 24-hour security. It's a very safe campus, you'll be pleased to know. And because it's a large campus, we're able to offer social distancing between obviously in the current pandemic. That's something that we're able to offer easier than it might be in some other destinations, for example. International Welcome Week is something that we offer for our students as well. So for students who come to London, Heathrow or Manchester, we're able to meet students, transfer them to the university. And then basically we have a week of different activities, living in the UK, registering with the bank doctor, different number of details here basically that you can see, other opportunities as well. So for example, social activities, we have an international quiz night, very much aimed at students getting used to the university, assisting students on how to basically make new friends, learn about the new environment, all helping to settle you in really to the new university. We also have study abroad. So for example, students are able to link with one of our 80 partners all over the world and continue their courses. We have a number of student university clubs and societies. Students can also learn a language. That's something that we do offer for free. That is a service that students basically can also take up and pursue their interest in another language. So the accommodation, so we do have 2,800 rooms on campus, and that's something that we can guarantee for our international students. So there's no requirement to look off campus, because that's something that we do have all within easy reach of the university. You can see some of the fees here in terms of the accommodation. So these range from 3,300 up to 6,300, and this is basically something that you can see the different number of rooms in here as well, and obviously one range from ensuite superior down to traditional, so different prices for different categories of accommodation. You can see here as well, so we're near to a small town, Newcastle under Lyme, which is a few minutes away, and that basically has a number of restaurants, cafes, supermarkets. So that is off campus, but that's basically an opportunity for students as well to travel to. So just some of those things that we've been over today, basically. So in terms of the students, very safe. In terms of the campus, is very safe campus, community focused, in the top 3 for student satisfaction. Have a look, do some independent research at various different student websites and things that people are saying about the university. Keele Business School as well, it's a very popular choice. Combined honours courses, you'll find a full list on our website of all the different courses that we offer in terms of the different combinations. And we have a hotel opening on campus as well, which has actually recently opened up. So if, say, your family or friends want to visit you, they can actually stay on campus.
So international relations at Keele, to begin with, has a very long history. It's one of the first, back then, departments that had a degree in international relations already back in the 1970s, when international relations was, and still is, particularly in places like the United States, is usually subsumed under the political science or politics banner. And so at Keele, we have an international relations as a program on its own, obviously working in tandem with our politics colleagues, but it is a program on its own. So that's an important thing to remember about IR at Keele. Now, we are not a small program or school, generally speaking, but we're also not a huge one. And that gives us a huge advantage in the sense that we can cover most topics in international relations whilst offering a very intimate and close relationship with our students, in the sense of helping them with essays, with presentations, and of course with a dissertation in the 3rd year. So there is this very close, almost mentoring relationship between members of staff and students, which I think is unique in the UK higher education sector. Now, the other very important thing that we do offer at Keele, which I think is a huge advantage, is the fact that we are one of the few programs in the country, I think, that offer a great deal of choice. And so whilst we do, whilst the program entails a few core modules, those are modules that you have to take, such as Introduction to International Relations that I coordinate, for instance, and the Changing World Order. The rest is basically up to you, and so you can choose many modules from the International Relations program, the Politics program, and other schools and departments at the university. So it gives you a great deal of choice. Just to explain in kind of very briefly in terms of credits, your entire degree of 3 years is 360, so 160 credits per year, and each module, with very few exceptions like the dissertation one in your 3rd year, is 15. And so if you only take 2 core modules, that is, say, 30 a year, that gives you a lot of option to choose from elsewhere. In terms of careers, because I see these questions that pop up, apologies, they probably come a bit delayed on my phone. You will see on the presentation that I will share with you that many of our students ended up in various careers, such as public service, the banking finance industry, particularly doing risk analysis for said organizations, journalism, some in the diplomatic world, whether it's specific in the country where you come from, or at the UN. Indeed, a few years ago, and I think that there is a clip on our website, on the school's website, which I can share with you. I had the honor to host a previous Keele student from the late 80s, beginning of the 1990s, who ended up being deputy commissioner for refugees in Africa many years ago. And he came to Keele and gave a presentation and talked about his experience at Keele and later on in the world of diplomacy at the UN. So there are many career options. And I think this is one of the advantages, again, of international relations, particularly nowadays when more and more people talk about international relations on the news and the global politics around everything that's happening from from climate change to pandemics to terrorism, security, and so on and so forth, is really that the job market is very, very open, as I said, from journalism to the private sector, public sector, diplomacy, the world of business and finance. I think there is a growing appreciation out there that people with a degree in international relations, in politics and international relations, can offer a certain perspective that is needed today in that world. Unless I see any other questions, I can talk a bit more about the program. I mentioned the fact that we have a few core modules, but then that there are relatively few, which is again unique in the UK higher education sector, allowing you to choose many other modules. But just to give you an example, and again, you will see it in the presentation, apologies, I can't show it to you on the phone, is that we, just in IR, and particularly in the IR and politics part of the school, there are many expertise that we offer that you might be interested in, not just in terms of taking modules and writing essays, presentations, and so on, but thinking about your dissertation in your third year. This is where you conduct an independent research project. It counts as 2 modules, so it's 30 credit points. And it allows you to gain an expertise in a particular field, a particular region, a particular topic. So for instance, what do we cover in the schools in terms of our own expertise? Because again, we don't just teach international relations, we do the research. We publish books, we publish journal articles, we contribute regularly to textbooks that you will be using. For instance, we have expertise on the Middle East and terrorism. We have expertise on Israel-Palestine. We have expertise on Somalia and at the African Union and African politics broadly defined. We have a couple of members of staff who are expert on US politics, East Asia, China, and of course the great power relationship in this very particular point of time in global politics. We have, of course, experts on European and British politics, experts on security. Think of the relationship between security, climate change, migration, and so on. We have experts on that. And so again, every module you take, every topic you then want to write your dissertation in your third year is taught by an expert in the field who does not only teach, but regularly publish, attends conferences, and so on. In other words, we are research-led department and research-led school. And as I said before, we're neither big nor small, so in between, and that gives us a certain advantage in that sense. Let me try and see if I can go over a few other things that are in the presentation, and then, as I said before, I will share that with you, or at least I'll send the presentation, and hopefully you'll be able to share that with you, because I'm simply unable to connect to the Zoom for whatever reason. Just access it now as we speak. Just to say, I think so by your comments on the apart from the school, part of the school that deals with it, the university as a units, if you like, or departments, assistant to students. So we have regular, sometimes they're part of modules for you and with people from the that with you on your CV. How to do
Sorry, Moran, it's just a little bit intermittent there. Are you able to move back to where you were a couple of minutes ago? I think it seemed better from the original location. It just your speech is sort of fading in and fading out, so it's a little bit hard to follow everything.
Is it a bit better now, Daniel?
That's fine. Yeah. Let's go for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I think what happens if I try and open my computer, it then connects to my phone, probably because it's still trying to zoom in through the laptop for whatever reason. Yeah, so I'm just going to kind of strengthen what you wrote, Daniel, about the career services. Is that the university as a whole has several units that offer support to students throughout their studies. So the career service, for instance, and they do come and speak to students as part of some of our modules, but students can of course approach them individually, is that they prepare you for the job market. They work with you on your CV, they work with you on your cover letters, they work with you on your job applications, how to conduct, how to do a good interview and so on. And then of course there is the part of the student support unit that helps students prepare for the essay. So if there are issues of particularly with overseas students, and I say so, you know, I am myself an overseas person coming to this country more than 10 years ago from Israel, is getting to know the way in which the UK higher education works and how to prepare for essays and what is expected. And we have part of the student support, a dedicated team that work with students one-on-one as well as in workshops. At the moment, obviously it's virtual, but hopefully in a post-COVID world that will be back to normal, where you can really meet with them and they will help you understand how the system works, because it is of course a bit different to others. So there is that support at the university level to make you feel as comfortable and as prepared for your studies, and of course later on for the job market.
Yeah, I think we got a question about how can international students work in the UK?
Yeah, so I mean, I personally can't give specific information about visas and the like. That's something that only the visa compliance unit of the university can offer advice. We're simply not allowed to, because that's of course under government regulations. I can share with you the link to their website, and one can of course look at the regulations of the UK visa and immigration. That very much depends on one's visa, and so I will have to share with you the information. We're not authorized to give information on visas.
Okay, yeah, we've got some more questions coming in here. So I'm not sure if this is related to international relations. Will students have to pay extra tuition fees if they study an MSc work placement? I wonder if the placement will be guaranteed. That depends very much on the course. I don't know if this is in relation to international relations.
Yeah, I mean, there is no workplaces as such as part of the international relations, as far as I'm aware of. So I think again, this is something to explore further with respect to the program one is interested in, and with the particular department at the university that deals with tuition fees. Any other questions about Keele or the international relations program, what we cover? I didn't even mention that. I kind of take it for granted that people know what international relations is. So maybe let's see what people think. What are their expectations of doing a degree in international relations? Anyone wants to kind of share their thoughts and maybe have a bit of a discussion on that?
Hi, Moron. Actually,
Hi, Angela.
Well, for me, I'm personally quite interested in the international relations, but on top of my head, I always thinking international relations can only working for the government. It's something related to the two countries' relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure is that's really what international relations for, and also if so, it looks like we can only working for the government, and so looks like the career a little bit limited. So can you give us some explanation about that?
Yeah, absolutely, Angela. This is an important point that I actually, because I run the introduction to international relations, so this is one of the first modules that students take. I always kind of demystify the idea that international relations is about relations between states, which is why I said at the beginning that the job market is really, really vast and open. Despite the name, it's a bit of misnomer that IR, what we call international relations, isn't really relations between states as such. It is probably more correctly to say that what we do is global politics. And that's why it's not only about the rise of China and the decline of the United States, for instance, or US-Russia relations in the post-Cold War era. Important aspects, no doubt, of international relations, but we cover a lot more, and that's why I think it's both fascinating and useful for employers nowadays, and more understand why it's important. So, for instance, I mentioned security. There are some experts in security, myself included, that works on issues such as migration, borders, nationalism, and many other aspects to do with security that affect how politics and global politics are done, not just between states, but also think of international organizations, whether it's regional, whether it's security-oriented organizations such as NATO, whether it's, of course, the UN, the world of diplomacy, but also even the role of non-governmental organizations, NGOs, charities, aid and development. We have experts, particularly on that, like Becky Richards, that focuses on international organizations and non-governmental organizations. And so really international relations is like I said, it's a bit of misnomer, because what we do is we cover a lot more than that. For instance, I mentioned climate change and the ways in which climate change affects the world of security, migration, diplomacy, and more. And so really international relations is not just about working for the government or relationship between states. It's a lot more than that. It's about organizations, it's about individuals, and it's about many interesting topics such as security, nationalism, feminism, and really looking at the world that we all experience daily nowadays, from really fascinating perspective that bring in power and power relations. So again, a fascinating topic. And like I said, the modules we offer, which is part of our expertise, cover that, from theories of security, courses on migrations and borders, terrorism, nationalism, feminism, US politics, Chinese politics is what we have expert on that. And so it really is giving you that vast world of global politics, and not just a relationship between state or working for the government, although many do end up doing that.
Well, thank you very much, Moron. We have a questions from Facebook actually asking, is the model focused on specific country?
Yes, so we have.
Because
yes.
I think you was talking about China a lot. So it's only mainly for China, or is there any specific country?
So we have many modules, and again, you will see that in the presentation, that cover both regions and broader topics. So for instance, we have Introduction to International Relations, Securing Global Order, The Changing World, and International Organizations, which offer a broader overview of global politics rather than focus on particular regions. And then we have specific modules that offer more of a regional or a country-oriented approach. So for instance, I teach a module in the third year students on Israel, Palestine, and the conflict in the Middle East. We have another member of staff who offers a module on Middle Eastern politics, focusing on the Arab world and relationship between Arab countries and so on. We have modules that focus on European politics. We have modules that focus on US politics, both domestic and foreign policy. We have at least one, if not two modules, again, that depends on next year, that focus on Chinese politics and the rise of China. And of course, we also have modules on Russian politics, particularly in the post-Cold War era, in the last 20 plus years by now, that can give you a fascinating understanding of the new relationship, for instance, between the United States and Russia. So it's a combination of modules that offer a broader historical and theoretical overview of global politics or international relations, and those that offer specific expertise on regions. And that's why I said that when you finish your degree, by the time you get to your third year, you will have gained the knowledge and understanding of both international relations or global politics as a discipline. You know, how do we explain war and peace? How do we explain diplomacy? How do we explain that the world of security has changed? The fact that borders nowadays are ways in which people, individuals, are checked constantly, as well as regional and country-specific knowledge and skills. And to top that, the ability to then write a dissertation in your third year, focusing on one of those aspects, will make your what you call portfolio, basically your CV, much stronger for the job market.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Another question here. Can you
Yes.
give me an example of a job title? What alumni are working on?
Okay, let's see. Let me just open the slides. I won't say anything because that will cause a bit of a problem, and then I will tell you exact example, so you know, and it would see it.
Something I just mentioned as well while Moran's doing that is Keele is actually ranked third for international relations after Oxford and Cambridge. That's according to the Guardian league tables as well. So that might be something people want to have a look at in a bit more depth, but ranked third there.
Thank you,
So I just had a look at the slide. So for instance, like I said, people working at the UN, people working for the world of finance, risk analysis for banks, people works for charities and non-governmental organizations. We have some people who went on work for the diplomatic corps of their own country. So of course, British citizens in Britain, but others elsewhere. And so many examples. And once I send you the presentation, you'll be able to see the slide. You'll be able to see the names. So it's all there. Again, apologies, I can't share it with you at the moment because I'm using my phone. And just to add to Daniel, that's also part of the presentation, is that in the Guardian League, the Guardian, just for if people don't know, is one of the most important daily newspapers in the UK, and they offer University League once a year. So for their league table for 2020, if I remember correctly, politics and international relations at Keele was number 3 in England, or number 4 in the UK altogether. So there was Cambridge, Oxford, I'm not sure what was the other one, and then there was basically Keele. I think it was St Andrews in Scotland. And so that's pretty impressive, again, for a team of international relations and politics, which, as I said before, is neither small nor big. And I think that goes to that aspect where students really feel at home and at ease with their studies, with the environment, and with their ability to approach us, members of staff, and talk. And in the regular feedback that we do every year, what they call the National Student Survey, this is the survey that students in the third year basically tell us about their experience. And this is across the sector. So this is something that's done in the UK in general. We score very, very highly with respect to, all parameters such as feedback and guidance, availability of members of staff. I think this is very, very important because often when you get to university, and especially for overseas, and I say so as I said myself, I was still am an overseas, if you like, first as a student and now a member of staff in the UK, is that things look different. It's big, many people, many students, many members of staff. At Keele, you have that sense of feeling at home. And when there is a problem, you can always come and speak to us. And this is something we take pride in and really invest in the sense of listening to our students, meeting with them regularly. We have also student voice committees. This is where students can basically be representatives of their year cohort and tell us how people feel, any feedback and any changes they would like introduced into their teaching and so on. So students take active part in their own education and experience at Keele generally, and in international relations and politics more specifically.
Thank you. We have one more question in the chat box. Can international relations graduate work in policy making sectors like education, WASH. Sorry, I'm not sure what WASH it is. WASH, and then child.
Okay, so if this is about either policing or education, absolutely. I mean, like I said, in terms of the job market, there is no limit to what a graduate with a degree in international relations and indeed international relations and politics can offer, particularly because of that broad understanding of global politics, which is not just about relations between states. So absolutely. In fact, we have one of my colleagues, Barry Ryan. Dr. Barry Ryan is an expert on policing and police reforms in post-conflict areas. For instance, he worked, published, and he teaches such topics on police reforms in places like the ex-Yugoslavia, for instance, but also parts of Africa as well. So we have experts on that topic as well.
It looks like the students has a lot of concern about their future. I mean, career after graduation from international relations. But I'm sure, like Daniel just mentioned, Keele University, that you offer quite a good career job center or career help desk. So I think the students can, well, I don't think there's any serious problems to find a job.
No, I think a degree from Keele offers you a good chance of getting a job in the job market, either globally or in the UK. Again, I can't speak specifically to issues of visa, because that depends on visa, right? And then I mean, as far as I know, and again, without giving any particular advice, also because I had to go through the visa process myself as an overseas person, is that very much depends on what you want to do. If you want to work, for instance, after graduation, that depends on the type of work and the type of visa you apply for and what it gives you. And that very much depends on the government or government regulation in terms of visa. But Keele itself, as a university, in terms of its education and the strength of its degree, that is to say, when you say I did IR or IR in politics at Keele University, that does carry a great deal. So that is important.
There's one more question here. What kind of skills need to be prepared or the course can provide international students if we want to work in the UK after graduated?
So as I said, the education, the part of the degree itself and the career service, they will work with students to help them. So this can be, for instance, we have a language center that offer courses in English, and that's just not in the sense of knowing the language, but of course specific aspects of it for the job market. So you have that support to help you throughout your 3 years at Keele, both with your degree itself, but also with a potential finding a job afterwards.
Well, looks like lots of questions about the career, about the job. So yeah, I think we cover a lot today, and all the questions has been answered.
Okay.
And do you have anything you want to wrap up before we finish?
Just to say that I will share with you. I will now email Daniel and Angela, if that's okay with you, the presentation and the links to that fantastic clip that one of our students did, who will basically answer most of your questions in terms of what Keele gives you in terms of education, skills, and preparation for the job market. And so you can watch that. And then if students want to get in touch, I'm more than happy. They can email me individually, and we can also meet individually, either using Zoom or whatever, and hopefully at that time it will work. And if then they want more information about career, I can get more information from the Career Center and send that as well. So people are reassured. Again, doing a degree at Keele, I think will prepare you very well for that. You know, whether you're looking for a job in the UK or whether elsewhere. And I think that's the important aspect of education and a strong degree nowadays, that you also need to think globally, right?
Thank you.
You need to be mobile.
Thank you very much, Maro.
Okay.
Well, maybe that's something that we can put on the Facebook on your pages as well, the video, and maybe that's something that students will want to have a look at afterwards. But yeah, that's brilliant. So yeah, thanks Angela, thanks to everybody today. Thanks to Moran for joining us. And yeah, hope everybody's enjoyed the session. And that's given you some more information today. So yeah, many thanks to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. I'll share the information now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Moran. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everybody who joined this webinar. And thank you very much. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Goodbye.
bye-bye.
Thank you.